What is up, guys? My name is Tyler and welcome back to the Marseille Career Mode. This is Season 2, Episode number 6, and before we get into it, if you guys could go ahead and drop a like for me, that would be absolutely awesome. 100 likes is going to be the goal for this episode, and I know you guys can hit it because you guys have been going absolutely insane with the amount of support you've been dropping on this series recently, so if you guys can keep it up for this episode as well, that would be greatly appreciated. But we have a few things to go over before we get into the first game of the episode, which is obviously against Lyon. It's in the title as well as on your screen right now. We're going to be going over to the inbox. So first off, training injury. Frank Lake is out for 7 days. I don't really care too much about that. Frankly, I haven't been using him much this season, and also we have an international break after this game anyways. You guys can see above, players leaving on international duty, Santiago Arias and Lassana Diarra. And then as well, I don't know why they sent me 2 emails. Diarra is in both of those emails. That's stupid. Bandanda, Diarra, Cabela, Batshuayi, Nordvite, and Santiago Arias are all players from our team going out on international duty, which is nice to see. It's always good to see some of your players going out on international duty. I'm sure Franck Ribéry, even though he retired in real life from international duty, would still be called up in game because he's high enough rated, but he is of course injured right now. US will get an international management offer from Switzerland, but frankly, I'm sorry Switzerland, I'm not going to be doing international management in this career mode, but this is what we wanted to look at. Youth Squad Monthly Report. So we have 4 players that we signed, I think maybe in the last episode or the episode before. I think it was 2 episodes ago actually, from our youth scouts. Now, I'm frankly not one that knows much about youth players in career mode. I really haven't experienced them too much. I know there's YouTubers that focus their whole career modes on youth players, such as Sparring DK, Cutsy, Bama Striker 9, but I'm not one of those people. I don't know much about youth players in this game. I do know that goalkeepers, especially when they're young, can get trained highly rated. It's really overpowered with goalkeepers and training. So I could sign this guy and get him really highly rated, but we already have Steve Mandanda anyway, so I don't necessarily need him right now. So with that being said, I'm going to keep him in the academy for right now. We also have Chola Sadami, Rumfa, and Oliero. And as I said before, I'm just going to keep them in the academy because we don't need them. So they'll stay in there for now. When they ask to come out, I will take them out. If you guys have any recommendations of stuff I should do with youth players, because as I said, I don't know much about youth players in this game, let me know down in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. But as I said, we are playing Lyon for the first game of the episode. You can see by the league table, they do sit 2 points above us. This is a very important game because if they win, they get pushed up to 1st place in the league. If we win, we get pushed up to 3rd place in the league. So this is a huge game. Lots of stuff on the line in this one. But on top of that, not only are we taking on Lyon in this episode, I was looking at the calendar for games we could simulate, because as you guys know, I do like to simulate a few games in an episode here and there just to progress things a bit faster. I went over to the calendar to take a look at what games we can simulate. I was like, okay, we'll play Lyon, we'll play Valencia, and we'll play Lille. That's perfect. 3 games, and then we can simulate Guingamp and Caen. But upon further review, they both sit in the top 3 of the table as well. Caen's in 3rd place and Guingamp's in 2nd. So we definitely need to be playing those games as well. So the next 4 games, the next 5 games actually, are all must-play games before we get into November. But I'm actually going to be simulating this game against Caen because although they do sit 3rd in the table, let's be honest here, they're probably not going to be sitting there come the end of the season. It is a home game as well, so I think we can get the result if we simulate. But without any further ado, without dragging on this intro for too long, let's go ahead and jump into this game against Lyon and take a look at both sides. So here is Lyon's team in game. The only change to real life is Remy Ryu in goal. Bisevac is also not there in real life anymore. He's at Lazio, and Johnny Yoni is a youth player on loan to Utrecht in real life, but he obviously came back in this career mode, so it's nice to see him getting some game time. And as for us, it's our normal first team starting 11, except Ribéry of course is injured, so he's not in. Remy Cabela takes his place, but it's still a strong enough side to get the win. They're already through. This is ridiculous. Lacazette turns and shoots. Mandanda's there. Not a great shot, an easy save. Corentin Tolisso plays Nabil Fekir. He cuts that one inside. That's a beautiful ball to Tolisso, but a nice save from Mandanda. All right, Cabela, you made one in the last episode. Can you make one in this one? 33 yards out. It's a little bit far, but I think he can do it. Just put it on target at least. Remy Cabela, oh, it hits the side netting. Valbuena from range. Once again, just like Lacazette shot, straight to Mandanda. Cutting it back. Nice tackle, Rafinha. Batshuayi cut through that gap, finds Batshuayi, finesse this one outside of the foot shot into the back of the net in the 55th minute. Let's go. Here's the replay. Sloppy passing from Lyon, and Johnny Yoni loses it. Rafinha picks it up, sees Batshuayi making a nice run, and an outside of the foot shot finds the back of the net. Let's go. And that's how the game is going to finish. 1-0 the final score. Not really an exciting game. It seemed like both teams were having trouble keeping possession in the midfield, but we were able to get the result 1-0. We move ahead of them in the league into 3rd place. But as it is now the international break, we have a few training sessions to get through before our next game. We're going to be training Din, Rakik, and Arias in this session, of course, to get our defense into all 80s overall so that we can have our whole team in all 80s overall. Not a great session though, only 1B, and that comes from Luka Dean. And once again, with the international break, another training session in. We had to train Luka Dean 3 times instead of his usual 1 because Arias is out on international duty, but not a bad session. 3 C's, 1 A, and 1 F. Not the greatest, but before we move on past this, we do got a few things in our inbox. Player returns from injury. Ribery's back. That's good. We'll have him for our next game, but this is what we want to look at. The monthly scouting update. Habe, Jomar Habe does not look good enough. Tete Sembene also doesn't look good enough, so no players from Cameroon this time around. As for France, we got this guy who looks pretty dang good. 71 to 94 potential. We'll go ahead and sign him straight up. We got Jeremy Marin, 68 to 92 potential. Might as well sign him up. This guy, we already have enough players above 90 potential, so we don't need him. Romain Francois looks like an attacker, 72 to 94 potential. Gonna go ahead and sign him. And then Roman Suarez is not good enough, so reject him. We had something else in our inbox though, didn't we? Yes, we did. I'm assuming it's from a player. Alessandrini wants to get paid more. I'm sorry, man, but you're really just not playing for us at the moment, so we don't need to pay you more. But I'm going to advance forward once again. Sorry if you guys can hear that, by the way. I'm going to advance forward once again. We shouldn't be able to get a training session in. No, it doesn't look like it, so we're going to go ahead and get into this game. We're going to simulate it, of course, as I mentioned before, and we're going to put Ribery in the lineup just to make it higher rated. It'll make it, I don't know, give us a better chance of winning the game, I guess. So I'll put him in. Where are you, Ribery? He doesn't even have the Band-Aid anymore, so might as well chuck him in there. And then we'll take out, who should we take out? We have 3 CDMs. Maybe take out Capu or Nordvite. Let's take out Sacco because we don't really need him with Cabela being able to play striker, and same with Alessandrini, so we'll stick with that. Let's go ahead and save the changes and get into this game against Caen. Curious to see what their side is, because if they're in 3rd place in the league, they're now down to 4th, of course, because we surpassed them after that last win. What does their team look like? How are they doing that well with the team that's normally not that good? Let's take a look at the players that they have once it decides to load. There we go. Apia, I've heard of. Vercou is a former Lyon keeper. Alexis Romao, of course, came from us. Delors is a good striker. It's not really good enough to be able to get them into the top 4, though, and that's why we're up 2-0 already with Feghouli and Rafinha scoring. Let's skip in the 55th minute, so now 4-0 the final score. Rafinha, I was gonna say Diarra. Rafinha gets a brace, Feghouli scoring 1, and Alessandrini getting the other. And then once again, another training session. Arias actually rejoins the group of players that are getting trains. And we don't do too bad. 3 Ds, let's get 2 Ds, 3 Ds, 1 F, and a C. That's actually horrendous. What am I talking about? But either way, it's time for our next game of the episode, coming up against Valencia in Champions League. Of course, the previous year's Champions League winners, they're not doing too bad in the table, as you can see. We're level on points, but if we can get a win here and push us ahead of them in the table, it'll make things a lot easier going into the other 3 games. So I'm really looking forward to this. Let's take a look at both sides. Their team for this game is their normal starting 11, except Luis Gustavo obviously joining. We saw this team earlier this season. They obviously, of course, lost Feghouli, but not a bad team. And then for us, of course, it's our normal starting 11. Ribery rejoins the team after missing out on the last game that we played, but it's still a good side. We obviously have one of their former players in Sofiane Feghouli, and hopefully he can help us get the win here. Pablo Piatti cuts around 2 of our defenders. He's in the box, lays it off to Parejo, plays it back to Piatti. A beautiful save from Manzanda, because that was brilliant play from them. Fair play. We got a corner here. Pablo Piatti to whip this one in with his left foot. Finds Abdenour off the crossbar. Thank God. See Feghouli open. Finds him. He's going to cut around. Jose Guy is a pretty good left back, but he skins him. He's cutting in the box. Finesse shot. It finds the back of the net. Sofiane Feghouli is going to show respect. He's not going to celebrate against his former team, but he still puts his head in this game. Here's a look at the replay. Feghouli picks up the ball right here. He's going to Burba spin past Jose Gaia, gets in the box. Probably should have taken a better shot. Diego Alves tries his best to make the save, but it still finds the back of the net. 1-0 to us. Let's go. Jose Gaia cross this one in. Oh my God, Paco. To be fair, if that would have went in, I wouldn't have been angry at all. That would have been spectacular. Oh my God, off the crossbar. Thank goodness. I wasn't expecting anything from that, but lately, corners have been resulting in goals for my opponents. Once again, though, thank God, Mandanda clears it. Feghouli clears it as well. Feghouli making a nice run. Beautiful heel-to-heel flick turn. He's still on the ball. Cuts around one. Can he get a brace in this game against his former side? Yes, he can. Beautiful solo goal from Sofiane Feghouli. To be fair, Arias did help out a bit on the wing before he got the ball, but once he got it, Sofiane Feghouli absolutely tore apart Valencia's defense. Look at that turn right there. Cross goal. Diego Alves can't save it for the second time in this match. Feghouli, 2 goals against his former side. Let's go. Feghouli has space once again. Can he get a hat trick against his former side? That would be absolutely ridiculous. Skins Abdennour. He's going to Berba spin around. That could have been a penalty if he fell over, but he has too much respect for his former side, of course. I mean, he did win Champions League with them last season, so I would expect him to be a bit respectful to his team. But they're on the counter now. Pablo Piatti is going to find Negredo. Negredo over to Rodrigo De Paul. De Paul takes it. He scores near post. Beautiful finish. They're right back in this with 7 minutes to go. And here is the replay. Look at that angle. Beautiful finish from De Paul. To be fair to him, they're right back in the game, 2-1. And that's how the game is going to finish. 2-1 the final score. A pretty good game. Feghouli getting 2 goals against his former side, of course. They made a nice late charge, to be fair to him, to try to come back into the game, but they weren't able to close it out in the end and get at least a draw out of this game. We were able to get 2-1 result at Valencia, and it pushes us to the top of our group. Pretty good result. But after that great performance against Valencia, it's time to focus things back onto the league against Guingamp, who do sit 3rd in the league. We are in 1st right now. Like, I didn't even realize it. No, this time I'm actually not messing up. I think in the last episode I said we were in 1st, and it was actually Lyon. Of course, they're the team I support, so I kind of got it mixed up between them and us, but we're actually in 1st for this game. If we can get a win here and, like, push us further in 1st, get a bigger lead, a bigger gap between 1st and 2nd or 1st and 3rd, that would be great. Guingamp do sit in 3rd. I'm kind of curious to see their side as well. We saw Caen's and seeing like how good they're doing in the league, and their side wasn't that great, so I'm kind of curious to see what Guingamp's side looks like, considering they're not doing great in the league either. But we're going to go ahead and get straight into the game. Unfortunately, we're having to go with our second team. I guess I'll just show you guys it right here. Sacco and Kudu, Alessandrini, Cabela, Fred, Capu, Nordveit, Mendy, Sparagna, Lamina, and Bryce Samba in there. I guess I could put Mandanda in there if I wanted to. In fact, let's actually do that for this game, because they are a pretty good side, obviously, sitting in 3rd. Our first team is low on fitness, but we have a few subs we can make if we need to. Let's go take a look at their side. Here is their team for this game. They sit in 3rd place with that team. Jimmy Brion, a former Lyon player, up front. He was great for Lyon. Absolutely love him. Benazet at left wing. Other than that, like, really? 3rd place? Oh, we lose it away. Sanko whipping that one into Benazet. That was a decent effort, and from the rebounds, they put it into the back of the net within 5 minutes. It shows that we were kind of overestimating them, to be fair. And they're in the lead. Wow. Here's the replay. We lose the ball sloppily there. Sanko whips it over. Benazet with a diving header. A nice save from Manzanda, but from the rebound, it's an open net. They just tap it in. And if they get a win here, they're in 1st place. So they're already off to a flyer. Seeing Etienne Capu. Etienne Capu, cross goal. A nice save from Samasa. Are they able to clear it? Yes, they are. Damn. Another cross goal, please. No. Thank goodness that went over. See him making a run out wide. Alessandrini. He's gonna Berba spin past one. He sees Cabela making a nice run. Why didn't you take it first time? I tried to, but it goes out for a corner. Please pounce on that. Oh my god, I was pressing B to make the tackle, for God's sake. Cabela. Sacco. Sacco finding Frank-Leka. Frank-Leka! Oh, why didn't you get the shot off? You had the opportunity. You had the space. The keeper was off his line. Should have capitalized. This might be one of our last chances of the game. 33 yards out. We got Ribéry and Cabela, who are both good at free kicks. I'm going to give this one to Ribéry. I know they both made one in this series, to be fair, but Ribéry is the fresh leg, so maybe that will help him out a bit. 33 yards out. Just put it on target. That's not enough power. That's not enough power. It skips off that we get a corner, and from the corner, we're going to find Ribéry. Ribéry's going to cut in. Beautiful work. That's a penalty. Yes, Ribéry. Well done. He won it, so he's going to take it. We need to get at least a draw here. That would be brilliant. Ribéry's going to go to the left. Samasa also goes to the left, but it doesn't matter. Ribéry finds that spot anyway. 1-1 to score in the 89th minute. Let's go. Clutch work from the substitute, Franck Ribéry. That's why you have to bring him on in situations like this. Keeper can't save it. 1-1. And that's where the ref's gonna call it 1-1, the final score. I'm actually very happy with the draw. We were going into this game with our second team. They were third in the league. They were obviously gonna try to get the win at home against our second team to hopefully push themselves up to first place. But we came into this game and actually played very well after they got their first goal. It was just a little bit unfortunate that we couldn't score, and it took us until the 89th minute with our substitute first team player to get us the result. And I'm actually very happy with that. As I said, it will keep us in first place. If Lyon didn't do anything in their game, the match facts as well, pretty even game apart from possession. So it's definitely not a bad result. But either way though, guys, that's going to be the end of the episode. If you did enjoy, please remember to drop a like. 100 likes, of course, is the goal for this episode. If you guys can hit that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But other than that, I've been TRayALLDay or Tyler, and I'll catch you guys next time.